We are in the UK on the estate of Cirencester Park, Gloucestershire in England, at the CSJ K9 Max Dog Games, which includes the 15th European Canicross Federation's European Championship. The two-day event was on the 13th and 14th of October, in this the Olympic year of 2012, and appropriately the show had a strong emphasis on dog sports and competitions, with the presentation of medals to the winners. The EU countries represented were Russia, Slovenia, the Czech Republic, Switzerland, Poland, the Netherlands, Germany, France, Belgium, Spain, and of course the United Kingdom. It was held inside these famous and scenically beautiful park grounds with the kind permission of the Dowager Countess Bathurst. It's a setting that surely made jogging and limbering up an absolute pleasure for the athletes. For the first time, the principal sponsor for this event was the UK's premium dog food manufacturer, CSJ Specialist Canine Feeds, with its expanding range of nutritional dog foods, foods that provide stamina, used by some of the most successful dog handlers internationally. There are food mixtures for many dietary problems, together with herb supplements, skincare products, treats and much more. Everything to keep your dog healthy, even a food additive that helps to keep the fleas away. The two-day event encompassed competitions from Canicross and Bikejoring to championship terrier racing, gun dog scurries and working tests, open for all dogs, pedigree or crossbred, and with complimentary lessons and demonstrations of disc dog and flyball, something at this event for all dog lovers to enjoy. And socially, there was even jazz and a banquet feast on the Saturday night. It was packed out. At the end of the competitions, winners were presented with their medals, standing on a podium, Olympic style. They were received with pride, together with a supply of CSJ dog food. The running order for the Canicross and Bikejoring races were displayed here on the information board, so this was a pivotal gathering point. This is the Canicross competition. How fast can you run behind your dog, which is harnessed and connected to you by a bungee cord over a timed and set course? Obviously you're going to go a lot faster as your dog helps you along. It's a great form of exercise for you and your dog. The races were run over 4 distances, 5.4 kilometres, 3.5 kilometres, 2.3 and 1.5 for the really young ones. This is an all-age event for both sexes. The youngsters were just as competitive as their older counterparts.
3, 2, 1, go!
There's a distance of about 200 or 300 yards between the start of each race. The school children run with an adult and took it just as seriously. They too go through the procedure of loosening up. You also need faith in your dog. Oh, bless. It's just great seeing these youngsters focused on the run and the love they all show for their dogs, their team partners.
3, 2, 1, go! 3, 2, 1, go!
Look at this young one go. Full stretch. There's no holding back along the start straight. The dog is certainly setting the pace. The feet are off the ground, and Dad's going like the clappers too. And another. This was a scene at the finish of the men's Canicross. Amid the hubbub, I met some amicable runners, still a little out of breath, but willing to say a few words. How did they enjoy the run?
Hard underfoot, but good for the dogs.
Very slippery, that.
Yeah.
How long was it?
3.9 kilometres?
3.9. Really enjoyable, though. Had a good workout, so
Short enough for the dogs to pull you the whole way.
Was it exhilarating?
Oh yeah. There's no choice to be exhilarated with a dog pulling you around the course. It makes you break down your running barriers. Keeps you fit, makes you fitter probably. All my family train with the dogs. I've got another husky, so yeah, it's exhilarating for the dogs. I don't think they'd pull if they didn't like it.
Do you have tactics?
Not really. Obviously you have an etiquette when you're running past other dogs, and you can go off too quick. You can let your dog pull you too quick and they'll gas out. But the main tactic is to just get around the course as safely and as fast as possible with your dog. I mean, I won't run so hard at the start tomorrow because it's a longer course.
Then Chris Lockhart joined in.
And then we caught up a couple of people, and he was like, hello!
Yeah. But I found that with Ian the other day.
Second race of the day.
Yeah.
The supporters at the finish were highly audible, giving the runners that extra bit of encouragement. But that's what's needed. Here, runners from the young girls' race finish. Germany and Switzerland. The German girl exhausted. She was soon on her feet. At the finish, each dog is scanned to read its chip number, to make sure the finishing dog is the same dog that started. Lizzie Mason was gathering her breath.
How did you get on with your race?
Good, yeah.
You really enjoy it?
Yeah.
How about the dog? How did the dog do? Cope?
She pulled well. She's not tired though. Well done, Lizzie.
Are you ready to do it again now?
Not now, but tomorrow.
Lucy will do it again, won't you? You'll do it again.
Cheers for the juniors admirably completing 1.5 kilometres. Easy. Everyone a winner through my eyes. Here the runners are lining up for the men's Canicross wave race. Wave after wave line up and set off at close intervals and follow the same course. There must be a safe distance between dogs. They're keen to run and excited with the anticipation. It's a pack instinct, and the chase is on. And here they come along the home straight, and that final push to the finish for what could be a record time for some. And wave finishes, like all races, are a mixture of emotion, exhaustion, camaraderie, and thirsty dogs. Afterwards, I met veteran racer James Irwin and his dog Boris. I asked him about the race he'd just run.
Well, today was a tactical race actually. We got a good lead after the first day, so the main thing in these muddy conditions was just to stay on my feet really. There's a couple of difficult descents that are very muddy. Boris normally pulls me at such a pace that I could have gone over, but today he was very sensible. I told him to slow down. We had nobody near behind us, so yeah. It was relatively easy, believe it or not. The course itself, when we first saw it on Thursday evening, I'd never seen anything like it before. It was so horrendously muddy. I didn't have suitable footwear. I had to go out and get some specialist footwear. It has improved, the rain stopped, but it's still as muddy as I've ever run in.
Tell me a little bit about Boris.
Yeah, well, Boris we got 2.5 years ago. We got him after we went to the Europeans at Hungary. That was 4 European events ago. We went with a husky, but we realised all the top dogs were pointers or pointer crosses, no, Euro hounds. So we went away and we got Boris as a young puppy. First time I ran with him when he was a year old. I don't think people believed our times. He's just so phenomenally fast and pulled me round, and since then pointers have become a very popular dog with the UK runners. We often refer to him as Boris the Bullet. He certainly did the business today. He had his sensible hat on today, as well as his fast legs.
James was a gold medal winner in the Canicross Master Men 3 Championship. Jenny Brown had just run in the women's Canicross wave race with her dog Tigger, a purebred beagle. Had she competed in a championship competition before?
In the European Championships, this is my second. Yes, the first one was in Belgium 2 years ago.
What do you think about the event here, how it's been run?
Absolutely well organised, a stunning venue, facilities fine for camping, we're all used to it, and yeah, fantastic weekend.
The other runners had mentioned the amount of mud.
Yeah, but we're British, we're used to it.
Asked about her European contemporaries.
Unfortunately, in our category, there weren't too many. I think it would be nice to have been in a younger age group with a bit more European opposition, but we got some very talented British competitors, so we made a good race of it. It was great fun.
Tigger, he seems to be game.
He is just a little star. He's a very small dog for Canicross, but he's got one massive heart. He's almost 4, but I think he's got lots more to offer. I call him Tigger the Turbo Tiger.
Jenny finished with a bronze medal in the Canicross Master Women 2 Championship. For those that may not know, in the Bikejoring competition, the harness dog is the source of pulling power. It's attached to your mountain bike, again by a length of bungee cord. You are the auxiliary source of power, easing the workload of your charge over the sometimes tricky terrain. So good communication with your dog is needed over what can be an enduring 5-kilometre race. It needs to understand directional commands, and you need to know the route and where to check your speed. It should be said, both of these sports are not for very young dogs, because full bone and joint development is required. Consequently, a dog has to be 1 year old or over for the running, and 18 months old or over for the biking. All dogs are checked by a vet before they can run. We're here at the Bikejoring finish. How would one describe the course, Chris?
Muddy for fun.
Totally unperturbed. In any case, what's a bit of mud? The dogs are happy.
So how was the race for you then?
Hard work. These guys are just too fast for us, but it's good fun. It's good fun. I had a few scary moments. The dog was just turning around looking at me like, "What are you doing, you idiot? You're going too slow." Did my best, but he's better than me.
He certainly seems like a cool hound dog. The sun shone brilliantly on this event, which was a blessing for the organisers, Eileen and Richard Cook. I asked Richard how CaniX UK was linked with the sponsors CSJ for this event.
CSJ have been sponsoring CaniX for the past 3 years, and when we laid on this event, we approached them for them to cover the sponsorship and to take the principal sponsorship, and they grabbed the bull by the horns and ran with us basically.
You planned the event to coincide with the Olympic year, and it has attracted entries from many European countries.
It has. We're part of the ECF, a European-wide organisation. So we do go all over the Europe to compete. We've been to the Czech Republic, to Hungary, to Poland, to Belgium, and 5 years ago we were in Valkingen in Germany as a two-person team, myself and my wife. And 5 years later, we're now the biggest team in the federation, and I think we've done the UK proud this time round.
What about course design?
Generally, when I'm designing courses, I design my courses for the dogs. I don't necessarily design it with the competitor and speed and record breaking in mind. I'm thinking of the dogs. So if I can design a course that a dog loves to run, then all I think is the competitor has to run with them.
And run they do. Clearly, your officials and helpers have worked very hard.
Unbelievably hard. It would not have been possible with the amazing support we have from our membership. We've probably had over 100 people busying around and doing stuff for us, and whenever we think of something to do, there's normally somebody already doing it, so they've been an unbelievable help, and again, this event wouldn't have been possible without their help.
A major thank you was given to the officials and helpers prior to the presentation of medals. Approaching 70 medals were presented to the athletes by Sir Edward Horsfall, chairman of the Cotswold District Council. So the ceremony was quite a lengthy one and a great ending to the event. The majority of gold medals were split between Belgium and Poland, with both countries well supported. Following very closely came Great Britain, proudly winning 19 in total, 4 golds, 7 silvers and 8 bronze. And behind us came Switzerland, France and Germany.